All right, welcome back. We're going to be going over reading and writing files for this one. So this is where we start applying some of that knowledge that we have went over up to this point. So with this, it is exactly as it seems, but we do need to go over some of the older content that we covered a few presentations ago of redirection. So this is a copy and paste of one of the slides from a couple of presentations ago, excuse me. All right, so we're going to be using this logic quite a bit more this time. We didn't hit it very hard when the original presentation. We're going to need it now though, okay? So creating a new file, we went over this before, echo. Here's a string that we're going to put into that new file, a one arrow, new file txt. And notice when I do an ls here, new file txt, so we created a file here, okay? Replacing file content, okay? So new file content, new file already exists, so we're essentially just going to delete that file and then make a new one, and then this is going to be the result inside of new file text, okay? So still single arrow bracket, okay? Pending file content, so this is the one that you're going to be using most of the time. Occasionally you might need to replace all the content that's already in a file, but most of the time you're going to be appending new information to it. So here is an example for that. Double arrow creates a file if it doesn't exist, and if it does exist, it's going to append new information to it. So right here we got echo. This is the first content. We're going to put it into new file text. And then echo, second content, we're going to append it now to new file text. So that looks like, after we run it of course, looks like this. This is first content, the second content. We have appended information to that text file, okay? Conditional writing file with error. So we tried doing this last time. So we haven't went over this yet. This is something that we need to cover again. Well, actually we did go over it, but not very well. So $1, this is passing in a variable from the command line when you actually run one of these scripts. So I'll show you how to do that here in a second. But first parameter, file search, we're going to list file search. If it's found, if it's a true statement, found files.txt. If it's a false statement, no files.txt. Okay? So we come up here, test.sh. We're going to give it a tilde, and then scripts, and then temp.sh. This does not exist. Okay? All right, so we're going to ls here. We have found files text, we have no files text. If I cat, as in get the information out of no files text, is going to come up with test.sh line 5 -f command not found. Okay, that is something from before. And then we have appended a bunch of these. So ls cannot access script /random script.sh, script -temp, which is the one we actually put in there. And then I ran it again for good measure, scripts /temp.sh, no file or directory. So this is working as intended. Okay, now we're going to give it a proper path just to show you that it does work. Okay, cat found files, home rn scripts, temp.sh. Alright, so that is a true condition. Reading files. Files are read one line at a time. So like in the other presentation I did a few videos ago, something like AWK is only going to bring back a regular expression that matches, but it's going to bring back the entire line. So if something matches on that line, you're going to get the entire line. So that's not particularly helpful when you're trying to look for a thing and then replace it. So that's when Python is going to be more helpful here, but this goes for reading files as well. Files are read one line at a time, okay? During each iteration of the loop, you can perform a task. Results depend on the task, of course, and then note that if there is not a space at the end of the file, you'll be printing all the content, but you'll be off by 1. So what this means is that if you want to be able to return something at the end of the file has to have at least 1 space, 1 new line to be precise, okay? So here is an example. So we got this. This is reading from the file, all right? And this is how you do that. So while read current line, we're going to have, obviously you need the do for the while. So do this if current line equals reading, then echo current line, and then text file into this done. So this is shorthand, and it was a little confusing when I was learning this too, but this is giving this text information to the while loop. So I don't like this syntax, but I don't, it's bash. You kind of have to play by their rules. Okay, got back reading. So that's it for the presentation itself. So let's go ahead and practice a couple of these things. So we're going to come up here. We're going to make a new file. We're going to do, let's do files. Why not? Clear. Let's go ahead and change the execution on this. Files.sh. Hey, stop it. There we go. There we go. ls here. Okay, that is now executable. I can come up here. Bin bash. All right. Okay. Okay. Creating files based on condition. So we're going to go over the little bit more complex one first because it incorporates all the conditions that we were looking for in the simpler examples. So I'm going to start with this one. And then what we're going to do, we'll do file search. And for the time being, we're going to do the same thing that I showed you in the presentation. However, we'll go over this more thoroughly very shortly because that is coming up for a presentation. So we're going to do this ls file search. Okay, 1 double arrow. We're going to call this found.txt and then not found.txt. I forgot the second condition. Here we go. There's our second condition. So one of the things that we can do here that I can do a little bit better job of is that actually giving the user, whoever's running this script, a little bit more information when this is actually running. Because if we just ran this the way it is, it's going to come back with, well, nothing. It's just going to do the logic, and it's not going to tell the user or whoever's running this script what is actually happening. So I'm actually going to put an if statement here. Like so. And then I'm going to do, is this a directory? True or false? File search. Actually, I could probably move this down. Then else fi. Okay, let's do printf here. Why not? Here we go. All right, I'm going to do a new line. Okay. File was not found. Okay. I'm actually going to give this another new line here, like so. And then I'm going to use cat to actually get to that found or not found txt, being that this is a true statement, was found. So cat, we don't need cat here, it's this one that we need it for. So print f file was not found, and then cat. All right, now we need to show the information of the not found. Cat, bang, not found. So one thing that we need to be aware of is if the script is run in a different location, we need to be able to actually run it anywhere. So if we do this, tilde, scripts, not found.txt, this should still work, and then we have more access to run this script wherever we want, because if we did it the way we did it in the presentation, it would only work in this script folder. Well, that doesn't really help us out too much. The only downfall that this could have is that if we kept this in the home folder of whatever user created this script, if a different user runs it like this, that tilde is going to go to their home directory and then not found.txt. Best case scenario is that it was created in their home directory and you still have access to it and you have duplicate data. Worst case scenario is it doesn't find it at all and it blows up. Okay, so either way, neither one's good. But with that said, you're going to have to figure out as a professional, how do you want to handle that problem? Do you want to put all your logs in a separate folder in the root directory? That's something that I would consider. There's other solutions to that problem, but you need to think about it like that. How do we scale this so that basically no matter what we do with this script, no matter where we run it, it will still work? So this is a little bit more flexible than what we showed in the presentation, but it gets us most of the way there, and it starts getting you to think about how to actually do this long term. So there's that. Let's go ahead and save this, make sure it actually works. So let's go ahead and do that. Files.sh. File was not found, and that's exactly what we're looking for. The problem is that we didn't get the response that I was hoping for. So let's go ahead and echo that. Echo. We're going to do $question, which is going to be the last variable that was produced by that cat. We're going to save here. We're going to rerun this, and we got back a 0. Why? Okay, so ls should have given us. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to see what ls is giving us back. Oh, I know why, because I never gave it a file. So again, this is where you need to be able to go, okay, how do we create this thing so it's usable, right? So if, and this is where we got to get into one of these, we got to check for errors now. Make sure there's a file given. Okay, we want until -n file search do done. Okay, we are going to read to the file search. Okay, that should work. File search. That should work. Okay, let's save this. Let's run this again. Let's see what we get. File is not found. That did not work. Okay. So I'm going to use typical programming logic here. So if file search does not equal empty string, this makes more sense to me. Here we go. That should certainly run. What am I doing wrong? Okay. Until condition do done command. That is exactly what I'm doing here. Why is that not working? Oh, that's why. Yep, simple mistake, simple mistake. Okay, let's try this again. I need a path to the file. I need a -p here. Okay, so we're going to stop that. Need a path to the file. I could also make this a little nicer too. There we go. Save. Need a path to the file. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to give it the wrong path again. So here's that, and then I'm going to go to scripts, and then I'm going to go to logic.sh. So in theory, this is supposed to exist because it's right here, but because I gave it tilde without the / to it, it's not going to find it. Okay, no such file or directory. File is not found. ls cannot access this. 0. Okay, we're doing all right there. So now we're going to fix that. File, and then I'm also going to give it a file path right here. And did that work or freeze? Okay, working now. Scripts, and then we're going to do logic. .sh. So this should work now, but now we're also passing in that parameter right in the command line. Ooh, interesting. Seems as though, okay, yeah, I have the same mistake here. Here we go, here we go. Life is working. Life is not working. Okay. File search, file search. I need, no, this should be that. Okay, more real-time troubleshooting. Again, guys, this is why I keep these things in here. Don't feel bad about troubleshooting or not getting it on the first try. Interesting. Okay, so what we're going to do here, because I'm not sure what's happening here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to echo this, and then I'm going to do file search. I'm going to see what happens. Okay, so we got home Briggs.ja scripts logic.sh. So that is what's coming up right here. All right. So that definitely seems like the right thing. So one way that we can figure out if that is actually working is to find that file path ourselves. So slash home Briggs JA Briggs JA. There we go. Scripts logic.sh. Interesting. It's not a directory, it's not, it's a file. So let's go back up. Let's do cat. That should give us back the content of that file. So if we get something back that's not an error, then this path is correct. And wouldn't you know, we got something back. So what we're passing in is a correct file path. So now we know that it's something to do here. Interesting. Okay. Bash testing. Yeah, so that definitely should work. Okay, so I'm going to do it this way. The good old internet is giving me another way of doing this. So let's try this. And to avoid my mistake from before, we're going to add this then right here. And there's no else down there. If statement is ended. So this should work. Nope. We're looking for this. Yeah, this is not immediately obvious why this is happening. So I am running out of options what this could be. So let's try that. So what seems to be happening here is that as we run this logic, that our ls is going into found.txt, and that our if statement here, which is supposed to let the user know what is actually happening, this else statement is running regardless. So it almost seems like that our conditional here is resulting to false regardless. And I'm not sure why that would be. Okay. So one of the things I'm curious about right now is if I come over and then I cat found.text like this, yeah, so this is definitely working here. File search works. This is going into the right spot here. This is working properly. It is most certainly this. Okay. Very, very interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I'm a little curious to see what is happening with this dash D. So one of the things I want to really talk about when we start doing things like scripting languages and programming in general, the more that something does something for you, the less control that you have. And what I mean by that is the less feedback you get as well. So if you don't understand what the thing is doing, it gets very difficult to troubleshoot something. So you as a student need to understand that. It's okay, maybe it does do something for you, get you up and running a little bit faster, but your time spent troubleshooting a thing that you don't understand is going to be substantial, right? You should definitely go out of your way to learn what these things actually are and how it's actually being handled. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come up here. I'm going to go to echo, and then I'm going to echo whatever the last result was, which should be this. But if not, I'll run it again. Here we go. Okay, so this is coming back as a 1. That also means that I can do wait, hold on. Why is that coming back as a 1? That shouldn't be a 1. That should most certainly be a 0. Because I'm giving it a file. I'm not that smart. Okay. Let's fix that. Okay. F. That should work now. File was found. How about that? Okay, so let's go ahead and give this nothing again to make sure our logic actually works with our error checking. So we're going to do /files.sh, and then we're going to give it that mistake again. So scripts /logic.sh, no such file or directory. That is right. My question is why is there only one line? Cat not found .txt. Okay, so let's run this again. Come on, just scroll up. So file search one empty string. So is this coming back as an empty string now? Okay, so again, just one byte at a time. Let's figure out what's going on with everything. File search. Here we go. Let's try running this again. No such file or directory. I did save this, right? Printf. Okay, new line. This is file search. New line. What? Oh, files. I wasn't reading. Okay, we're going to give it the mistake now. Scripts. Scripts, logic.sh. Okay, now it's working as intended. Again, guys, this is kind of the process that you're going to have to go through as you get better at this, and I'm relatively new to Bash in general. You're going to make these mistakes. It's going to happen, all right? So don't beat yourself up over it. It's not a huge deal. Just work through it. Don't get upset. One byte at a time. You'll get there, okay? If you're truly stuck on something and you've tried everything and you're at wit's end, obviously come get help, but you need to put the time and effort in to go, okay, well, what is actually happening? One step at a time. How do I troubleshoot this? And I find that a lot of students give up much too easily. So with that said, this is going to end the presentation for files. So I will see you in the next one. What are we going to be doing next? We will be doing switches and user input. So a big one, we're using it a little bit here, so we need to go over it a little bit more thoroughly, so that is good timing. So I will see you in the next video.